and Ouattara behind Igor Thiago up top. For United, of course, it's that 3-4-2-1 formation. Bayindir's in goal, a back three of De Ligt, Maguire and Luke Shaw. Dorgu's the left wing back, Dallow's the right wing back, Ugarte and Fernandes deeper in midfield, with then Burmo and Cunha playing just off Benjamin Šeško. The referee is Craig Pawson. He'll be assisted by Libet and Matthew Wilkes, with Ben Toner stood between the managers and Andy Madley in the VAR room. Michael, Manchester United simply have to, at some point, win back-to-back games. They haven't done it since May of 2024. It's got to be coming soon. Is this as good a chance as they'll get?
Yeah, I think it is. Obviously coming off the back of a good win last week at Chelsea. Brentford haven't started great, so I think they'll be looking to come here and get the win and, you know, kick-start their season.
Brentford have been tricky customers for Manchester United before. They'll be desperate to lift themselves upwards from 17th. You see Ruben Amorim below us, pacing up and down that technical area. He said the pressure is unfair, unhelpful on United. It will certainly be piled back on unless they can win today. The last few red and white shirts are starting to filter into the stands around the pitch as the tones of Hey Jude by the Beatles fade out here in West London. Manchester United, to get us underway, black shirts, gold shorts, gold socks. Brentford in red and white striped home shirts, black shorts with a thin white stripe running down the thigh, and black socks. A huge moment for United. Back-to-back Premier League games, something that has evaded them the entirety of last season. Will it happen for them today? And Burmo back to Bayindir. We're underway in West London. Matt Drabble, Michael Kitely, Premier League Live, and we have a huge game in store for so many different reasons. Sharda picks the pocket of Dallow early and surges up that left-hand side. Dallow gets in his way. Sharda wants a free kick for a push, won't get one. And Diogo Dallow can carry it away up the right-hand side. It's still strange seeing Dallow in a Manchester United line-up, so often been linked with a move away. Forget he signed back in 2018 under Mourinho, but he's still here and still someone they rely on.
Yeah, I think going forward, you know, he's got the quality to create goals. It just showed there defensively. Shard might have the beating of him. I know he didn't win a foul, Shard, but definitely looks like he's got the pace to get the better of Dallow today.
Bruno Fernandes, middle of the park. Plays it across to Diogo Dallow. Back into midfield. Ugarte coming in for the suspended Casemiro, who was red-carded in first-half stoppage time last week against Chelsea. Crucially, Ugarte chosen over Kobbie Mainoo, who still waits on the United bench. Only given opportunities and fits and spurts, late cameos here and there. Frustration growing among fans and player alike about his role under Amorim. Settled by Sepp van den Berg, over halfway. Aaron Hickey making his first Premier League start. Hickey, wonderful to see. Since October of 2023, has been through injury hell, but is back in the 11 for Brentford today. Coyote, the right back, carries it over the halfway line, midway inside Brentford territory. And stepping forward now is Jordan Henderson. His last game against United. Happy memories, 7-0 win for Liverpool. Hickey all the way home to Kelleher. Bright green goalkeeper shirt, sweeps it wide to the right. Coyote a step in from halfway, and it's the Bees that have an early hold of possession. They lump one over the top to Igor Thiago. Maguire not wholly comfortable dealing with it, puts it into touch. Brentford throw.
Yeah, and it's Jordan Henderson that seems to be dictating the pace of play at the minute for Brentford. I think he's been a very good signing for Brentford, especially on a free transfer, and you know, here comes one of those long throws that we were talking about earlier.
And we're speaking off there about the form of Michael Coyote, the throwing form that is, his ability to lean back and hurl balls into the penalty area, and given Manchester United's problems from set pieces last year, particularly those suffered by Altay Bayindir, their goalkeeper, this could be a fruitful avenue for the Bees. So Coyote from the right, leans back, hurls it into the 6-yard box. Thiago tries to get his head on it, and it drops into the arms of Bayindir. That travelled an awfully long way off Coyote's hands, and Bayindir able to gobble it up.
Yeah, it's a lethal weapon that. I spent a little bit of time at Stoke with Rory Delap, and no one likes playing against that throw-in, and it seems pretty similar, to be honest, but a good take from Buendia, so good start from him.
Context for our listeners, Coyote was probably midway inside the United half, 25, 26 yards from the corner flag. That easily reached the 6-yard box with room to spare when it was claimed by Alte Bayindir. 3.5 minutes gone, Brentford 0, United 0. If you're just joining us on Premier League Live, the voices you can hear, that of myself, Matt Drabble, and Michael Kitely, the former Wolves winger, alongside me. Brentford with a throw, 15 yards shy of halfway. Down the line to Igor Thiago, chests it back, over the top for Schade, who will chase De Ligt, bounces kindly for Schade, who's one-on-one against De Ligt, left-hand channel. The German goes outside, then tries to cut back in, and De Ligt defends very well. I mean, there's been a lot made of United's new signings, but someone that feels a bit like a new signing, given his improved form this year, is Mathis De Ligt. He started the season very well.
Yeah, he has done. You know, he's a good defender, he's a proven defender. I'm not so sure he's suitable in a 3. You know, when he goes out there to the full-back area, if De Ligt's pushed on, I don't think he's comfortable, but he showed a good bit of defending there, so good start from him.
Back to Kelleher. Struggled last weekend in that late kick-off against Fulham. Former Liverpool goalkeeper. Schade just about kept it in play left wing, rolled towards Thiago in the middle. Maguire's there first, lovely ball by Maguire. United moving in the right direction with Cunha, through to Šeško, into the penalty area, blocked well by Collins, only as far as Mbermo. Boos greet Brian Mbermo, squeezes it across. Šeško back to goal, trying to tee up someone in black and gold, gets the pass all wrong. Brentford will drive the other way, but Maguire's there to clear it up. Twice there, Šeško unable to execute in the final third, Michael. Yeah,
it was a good counter-attack for Man United, a bit sloppy from Brentford giving the ball away, and a good counter-attack. Just that final little bit of detail from Šeško. If he lays it off better to Cunha, you can get a shot at goal, but it was a sloppy layoff. But they look dangerous on the counter-attack, Man United.
Took the initial through ball from Mbermo quite well, carried it into the penalty area, held it up with his back to goal. All he had to do was find a 5-yard pass to Cunha, who could have swept it in. He gets the ball wrong. And in the end, Brentford were able to drive the other way with it. Dorgu strayed offside. It will be a Bees free kick just outside their penalty area, deep inside their own half. Brentford 0, United 0. You're listening to Premier League Live. You see Aaron Hickey screaming for this ball. Made a dramatic return versus Aston Villa in the League Cup, scoring a wonderful goal, recovering from injury. He's had a similar trajectory really to Rico Henry, both Brentford starting fullbacks a couple of seasons ago. Both had almost 2 years, it's felt like, out with injury. Hickey makes his first start since 2023 today. Luke Shaw hurls a United throw down the line. It's helped on by Dorgu. Collins steers it away. Ugarte takes over left of centre in the United midfield. Shaw chipping one up the line. Šeško, brilliant first touch, much better from the Slovakian, but quickly loses out, and Brentford will have it round the back. Slovenian rather, apologies. Collins up the line towards Damsgaard, back-heeled into Ouattara. Brentford just can't make it stick at the moment, and they're being forced to suffer a lot of United possession. And Mbermo gives it back to the Bees with Collins. De Ligt heads away from Schade, and Mbermo tries to chip it up in the middle over Yarmouk. And it's back with Brentford again. Sloppy opening 7 minutes so far.
Yeah, it's a bit frantic, isn't it? Both teams haven't really got a foothold in the game, giving the ball away far too easy at times.
Always thought it might be a bit frantic, and in the hope that that might make it entertaining today. Two sides fairly low on confidence. Coyote surging forward with those long legs through midfield. Out to Ouattara, early cross will test Maguire, who nods down into the ground, but up to halfway. After a couple of helpful bounces, Jordan Henderson with Cunha in his way. To the right-hand side for Coyote. Back to Collins in the centre circle. Collins, Coyote once more. Through the legs of Dorgu, into Ouattara, who pulled up the challenge with Ugarte, but allowed the Manchester United man to steal it back. Here is Ugarte, shifts it through the thirds. Dalot streaking through the middle of the park. Left it goes to Cunha. Cunha took too long, wanted a free kick, won't get one. Craig Pawson waves play on. Meanwhile, Brentford have lofted one over the top to Igor Thiago. Strikes first time. What a finish. All eyes to the offside flag, but it's not raised yet. And Igor Thiago took that spectacularly. It's Brentford 1, Manchester United 0. A shot out the blue by the team in red and white.
And I cannot believe what I've just seen. It's literally like a Sunday League boot down the middle of the pitch. And where are the Man United defenders? We thought he must be offside. He was that far in front of the back three of Man United that you're thinking he has to be offside. And just looking at it again at the replay here, he looks to be on. Maguire's tried to step up. He's the last man. You cannot step up if you're in doubt. He does that. And what a finish, by the way. Half volley on the left foot into the top corner.
Well, Women's Rugby World Cup final not far away. It was the old up and under from Brentford. They've smashed it long, straight down the middle of the park. Harry Maguire has attempted to spring an offside trap that he sprung a half second too late. And Igor Thiago, with the freedom of West London, catches the ball so sweetly as it rises off the surface. A half volley of the purest form, which he lashes off the crossbar and in the top left-hand corner. It will be checked for offside, but if this stands, it is a mighty, mighty goal from Igor Thiago, who has already got 4 in Brentford colours. And it would be Brentford 1, United 0. They're going to draw the lines, though, Michael. It looks very close.
Yeah, in my opinion, it looks like it's onside. But who knows with the technology that they've got. But what a finish, by the way. Half volley, left foot, posting in. And it's been given, I believe.
Goal stands. Igor Thiago striking home after a Jordan Henderson long ball. And Harry Maguire, if you're going to play the offside trap and you're the last man, you have to be absolutely sure.
Absolutely. And he's got bags of experience, and that is just Sunday League defending. It really is. If he runs with him, he doesn't get that opportunity on goal. He just, you know, he might be able to usher him out. Ridiculous decision, and it's cost his team.
Maguire at fault. He's not the only one culpable. The United back three did not move as a unit. Maguire left on an island, elected to try and jump up to catch Igor Thiago off. Was too late. Thiago had driven through, and the ball bouncing in front of him. It was a sublime strike. Make sure you watch that at home tonight, wherever you're listening in from. Lashed it into the top left corner from just left of centre, 14 or 15 yards out by India. Well, you could have anyone in net. You could have 3 people in net. They're not saving that. Postage stamp stuff. And it's Brentford 1, United 0. 11 minutes gone here at the G-Tech Community Stadium. A huge dent to United's swelling confidence. And very quietly, people were worried about how Brentford would replace Mbomo and Wissa. Actually got Thiago's 4th goal of the season in all competitions.
Yeah, he's had a really good start, and you know that was a fantastic finish, a finish of a man that's got a lot of confidence, taking it on his left foot. It's a great goal, but just going back to Man United's back three, you can see that they're so uncomfortable. You know, and Amorim will not change it, and they look so uncomfortable there. You know, just Maguire's all on his own. There's no one around him to help him. No one tucked in either side of him, and they just look so open.
Brentford forward again, head it down to Ouattara. Ugarte gets a foot in. Maguire smashes it off the Burkina Faso international, and it goes out of play for a United goal kick. They have to pick themselves back off the deck again. Manchester United, not something they do very well, but they can draw confidence from the fact that Brentford have dropped 8 points from winning positions already this season. That is by far the worst in the Premier League. 8 points in just their 5 Premier League games. They have already dropped from this exact position. By India to send it long for Manchester United. Where will they find that spark to get them back in this game? Sheshko loses out to Collins, only as far as Cunha, middle of the park, 30 yards out. Mateus Cunha strikes himself. Kelleher sees it bounce wide. For a moment, looked like it might cause the Irish keeper trouble. No danger in the end.
No, it's a good take, a good ball from Bruno Fernandes playing in between the lines and under a bit of pressure from Henderson, and just drags his shot wide. But he's the player I feel for Man United. He's the one that can roll his sleeves up and try and get them out of this, you know, sticky start that they've had. You know, going back to, you know, Amorim, he would have been saying, you know, keep this tight for the next sort of 10-15 minutes. The crowd are going to be up, keep them quiet, and to concede a goal like that is just not the start that he wanted.
Especially as, given the games against Chelsea and Burnley, Manchester United flew out the traps. That was one of the things that they've been drawing so much praise from and people saying there's signs of improvements, the way they started both those games, heaping Chelsea under pressure, getting Robert Sanchez sent off. It is a stark contrast here today in West London. Here's Ugarte, right in the middle of the park, just outside the centre circle. Through it goes to Cunha between the lines. And Burmo can take it on, but Sepp van den Berg intercepts at the edge of the 18-yard box. The lit down to Bruno Fernandes. 1-2 with Ugarte. Out to Shaw on the halfway line. Dorgu barely got a touch so far. The wing-backs of Manchester United, everything's being forced through the middle and not to great effect. Luke Shaw will be chased down by Damsgaard. Dorgu, Shaw again. Better football this time from the Red Devils. Slid through to Šeško, has numbers in support, can't find the pass to help it through to any of them. And Jordan Henderson can slow things down for the Bees. Damsgaard right wing. Forward to Ouattara, all alone Dango Ouattara. Cuts in field to try and find support. Dorgu read his intentions, steals it off him. And it will be a Brentford throw. Quarter of an hour gone. If you are just joining us, Manchester United falling foul of one direct ball forward, which Thiago smashed into the top corner. That leaves us with the scoreline Brentford 1, Manchester United 0. You're listening to Premier League Live, and Brentford lining up another long throw to test this United back line. Thiago's on the toes of goalkeeper Bayindir. Coyote, like a quarterback, is orchestrating where he wants the red and white shirts to move. Collins will lump himself in the 6-yard box as well. 10 yards from the corner flag, right-hand side. Coyote hurls another one in. Bayindir squeezed backwards, falls into his own post as he claws it away desperately. It's causing problems already, that long throw, Michael.
It really is. You know, it's close to going straight in. I'm not sure the keeper is going to take the chance to let it go in, but he's had to tip it round the post. It was heading to the top corner.
Brentford earning themselves a corner kick then. United conceded 11 from corner kicks last year in the Premier League. They were among the division's worst in that category. Brentford with a set piece here. Outswinger from Damsgaard from the right. Hits Bruno Fernandes, the first man. He'll get another bite at the cherry, the Dane. Squares to Aaron Hickey. Cross to Coyote. Hickey again. United pinned deep for the moment, but will get their chance to step up as Brentford go back to Kelleher. Boos from the away ends because of Kelleher's Liverpool connections. Collins left wing. Steps round the challenge of Dorgu. Wide to the left for Ouattara. Drops the shoulder on Dallo, who recovered well. Another Brentford corner kick, this time from the left.
Yeah, Brentford really putting some pressure on Man United. If it's not a throw in a corner, they're trying to get the ball wide and get crosses into the box. It's whether Man United can, you know, stand up to this pressure at the moment.
So, Mikael Damsgaard over the set piece again. 10 assists last year for Damsgaard. The large targets are all forward. Schade, Thiago and Collins. It's back post for Ouattara. Van den Berg in front of goal. Brilliant save by India. United almost concede a second. Not gone yet. In from Hickey. Ouattara once more. Dorgu in the way. Clearance more up than out. United on the ropes early on. And the Bees looking to land another punch. Dango Ouattara overlapping is Henderson. Swung in once more. Collins header. Another fine by India save. But how many more times can he rescue United?
Two really good saves from Buendia. I think they're both from Collins' headers. Probably doesn't get enough pace on the headers, but two good saves. But Man United looks so bad defensively. 3 headers. Oh, good. It's a really good save.
2 point-blank reaction stops from Bayindir. The first from Sepp van den Berg, the second from Nathan Collins. Both instances, it's a strong right hand. Another corner kick, Brentford. Collins heads back across. Cunha tries to clear. Yeho Yarmouk sweeping up. Right-hand channel for the Bees. Yarmouk looking for a crossing opportunity. United looking for breathing space. They won't get it. They've given away another free kick. It is all Brentford at the moment. They are knocking on the door. It's already opened for them once. And Ruben Amorim cutting a rather nervous-looking figure in that penalty area, or in that technical area, rather.
You know, when you watch Man United at the minute, they seem so passive. You know, no one wants to get tight to a player, stop a cross come in, or make a tackle. It just looks so easy to play against them at the minute.
United's confidence knocked. Aaron Hickey and Mikkel Damsgaard stand over a free kick, right-hand channel. Around 30 yards all told from that United goal. Will it be the right footer or the left footer to deliver? It will be Damsgaard's right boot, in and low towards Ouattara, tries to nod it on. United scramble it long, and Burmo's off and running on the chase. Coyote was strong, did well, held off his former teammate, and sees it back to Kelleher. Good defending in a difficult scenario there, Michael.
Yeah, really good defending. It looked like Mbeumo might get the better of him, but he used his body well and just rolls it back to his goalkeeper. And at the minute, they're massively on top.
And all the while the scoreline stays this way, all the while United are pinned in. Brentford just grow in confidence that bit more. Thiago down to Sharda, to the byline goes Sharda, squeezed across goal, another save by India, but it's over the line. Thiago has two, Brentford have two, and United from minute one have been battered black and blue. Brentford have a second inside 20 minutes, and it is no less than they deserve. Thiago squeezing one over the line after Bayindir's initial save. Brentford 2, United 0. The Bees are flying on home soil.
I honestly cannot believe what I'm watching. This is the worst defensive display I have seen in a long, long time. It's another simple, straight clip down the pitch. I think it's from Henderson. And it's almost like a free header from Thiago. Flicks it down into shade. And the keeper's unlucky, you know. He tries to get a block from the cross and it goes straight back to Thiago with a tap in. But it's just so easy to play against. It's ridiculous.
Yehoy Yarmolenko left of centre, deep in his own half. One lofted ball forward. Thiago chests it down to Sharda in the left-hand channel. Sharda had the pace to escape the Man United defence. Broke into the penalty area on the left wing, got to the byline, squeezed it across goal. Bayindir got a touch, but could only flap at it to help it through to Igor Thiago, who steals in for his second of the game. Bayindir almost made amends, leaping across his goal, but once more, it's through his wrists and over the line for a Brentford second. Every time we think Manchester United are back, they find new ways to disappoint us, and they have again 20 minutes into this one.
And do you know what? I'm looking at Bendir's reaction there. He's been Man United's best player and he's conceded 2 goals. What chance has a Man United goalkeeper got at the moment? You know, Onana got a lot of stick, they shifted him out. They've just got no chance, just conceding far too many shots at them, and the goals are just so easy.
Sharda put plenty of pace on that cross from the byline, and Bayindir, in his attempts to block it, helped it through to Thiago from inside the penalty area, who tapped over the line. Well, Ruben Amorim has often given off the approach or the allure that he is calm, collected. It's all water off a duck's back. Right now, his face is as red as those Brentford stripes. He is infuriated by this defensive performance, as is that away end, which can only look on in despair. They have been battered in these opening 20 minutes. They are being bullied by a Brentford side that wants it more, are more physical and more ruthless, and they've barely had a sniff.
He has to look at himself, he really does. I know once you get over that white line, as a player, it's your job to do the business. But they are not comfortable playing in a 3-4-3. And he keeps playing it week in, week out. And it's going to cost him his job. It's just ridiculous.
Shaw forward, up to halfway. The one thing United do have on their hands is plenty of time. Just 22 minutes gone in this one. Brentford 2, United 0. If you're just joining us, it's an Igor Thiago double that has spectacularly put United to the sword thus far. More pressure for Maguire. Headed away by Dorgu. Up the line by Shaw. Cunha trying his best to hold it up. And I have to say, when you watch Igor Thiago chest that coolly down to Sharda to lead to that goal, and you compare that to the touches that Benjamin Šeško, £76 million signing, has had this game, it's pretty damning on the Slovenian.
Yeah, it is. The difference is night and day, isn't it, at the moment?
Here is Šeško. Maybe he can silence me with this strike. No, straight into Kelleher's hands.
But what I would say is the back four of Brentford seem a lot harder to play against for him than the back three of Man United. So you know, it's easy to look at Sesko, but, you know, you've got Collins, who's experienced, who's giving him, you know, bit of hard work, and Thiago's just not getting that. It's so easy. The chest down for the second goal, the Lit's right near him. He doesn't even go anywhere near him, doesn't even try and put a tackle on him. It's ridiculous.
Ouattara in a foot race with Luke Shaw. Shaw wins this battle. Plays it off Dango Ouattara for a United throw. Ruben Amorim in that Manchester United bomber jacket. Might be a few United players added to his bomb squad after this game. Kobbie Mainoo, part of that group at the moment, but the way United have performed, we might see yet more changes. Ouattara feels he was pushed in the back by Dorgu. Nothing doing for Craig Pawson. Back to Van den Berg. All the way home to Callum Kelleher. And the context of that second goal, if the first goal came out the blue, the second by India had made a string of fine saves in the lead-up. Ouattara surging in field, fouled by Dorgu from behind. United with another free kick to defend. This one right of centre. Brentford were in a hurry. They won't get that opportunity. You have to say, after a dismal performance against Fulham last week, Bees have responded brilliantly.
They have. They've started the game really well and thoroughly deserve to be 2-0 up. If not, could be 3 or 4. But I think they probably look at this Man United team and formation and think we can get at them.
How's it going on, SOP anti-SI fans? My name's SOP True. Today we have Manchester United vs Brentford. This is a very big game, and it's a must-win for Ruben Amorim.
But if they haven't got the ball, it's I don't know what to say sometimes with this team.
Hickey to deliver from this right-hand side. No, in fact, it'll be Damsgaard swung in towards Collins, and by India's there again to save. Collins adjudged to have pushed his man in getting free, but that ball is allowed to come so far into the penalty area before anyone meets it. And De Ligt gets the decision this time, and the right decision. Collins was jumping on his back, but still, Brentford looking dangerous from set pieces.
Yeah, it's a good ball in, and Collins just looks aggressive, wants to go and head it and score a goal. He's already had a couple of chances.
Voice there of former Wolves winger Michael Kitely. 20 to go till half-time. United driving forward perhaps for the first time. Dorgu at the byline, lifts it up towards Kelleher's hands, and Burmo jumps with him. Šeško, can he not over the line? Saved initially, third attempt's in. United have one back, and Benjamin Šeško, at the third time of asking, has smashed it home after 2 good Kelleher saves.
Yeah, this is not great defending either from Brentford. They're complaining about a foul on the keeper, I think. He's made a couple of good saves, just can't parry it away to any safety. Keeps putting it back in the danger zone. And then it's good persistence from Sesko, and he's got his goal. And that might give him the confidence that he deserves.
Šeško plays in Dorgu on the left wing. Dorgu stretching to keep it in play, loops a crazy cross straight up in the air. Kelleher waiting underneath it, is passive in allowing it to drop, and Burmo jumps into him. It bounces up for Šeško. First header is saved by Kelleher. Second shot saved by Kelleher. At the third attempt, Šeško finally gives the goalkeeper no chance and rifles it into the roof of the net from inside the 6-yard box, dead centre, top left corner. It took him 3 attempts to get there, but Šeško has his first United goal after some poor goalkeeping and equally poor defending, but it will be checked by VAR, I imagine, from Burmo's challenge on Kelleher when that Dorgu cross was dropping down from the sky.
Yeah, Bueno just nudges into Kelleher. So for me, it's not a foul. The keeper needs to be stronger. It's just a little nudge that just slightly puts him off. If this is ruled out, I'll be very, very surprised.
The goal has been given. Benjamin Šeško has his first in United colours. Controversially given. The boos a sign of that from the home fans. The cross from Dorgu, straight up in the sky, caused problems. It wasn't a good delivery, but it did the job. And Burmo sticking his body in where it hurts, bumps Kelleher. It bounces out to Šeško, who had 2 efforts saved before he eventually pumped the ball into the back of the net, smashing his right boot through it on the laces from inside 6 yards. Brentford 2, United 1. What a game we've had here in West London. I mentioned there was pressure for both sides. It looks like two teams under pressure. It's carnage.
It absolutely is. It's so frantic. You know, that's given Man United a little lift. They've seemed to have a little bit between their teeth now. Just even the way they're going into tackles, they're snapping into tackles a little bit better after scoring that goal. Just gives the team a little bit of confidence. They've been very, very poor for 20, 25 minutes, but they're back in the game.
21 goals he netted in all competitions last season for RB Leipzig. That his first of the campaign. Šeško for his new club, in from Fernandes from a United free kick towards Maguire. Brilliantly headed away by Sharda, who rose above the England international centre-back. All the way home to Bayindir. We can barely catch our breath here on Premier League Live. If you're just joining us, where have you been? Approaching the half-hour mark, Brentford 2, United 1. A truly balmy opening half-hour here. Double from Igor Thiago. Looked to have killed what remaining confidence United had left, but then one skied cross straight up in the air, mishit, skewed, spooned by Dorgu as much as anything, is allowed to bounce in the penalty area, and Šeško fires home to make it Brentford 2, United 1. That's where we stand. And I don't want half-time to come, Michael. I just want to keep watching this.
No, absolutely. You feel there's plenty more goals in this game, so do not go anywhere.
Dorgu races away up the left, taking on Coyote. Thiago surely has fouled him, yes, clipping his heels from behind. Igor Thiago cedes the free kick. United will be able to deliver from this left-hand side. Well, United's 4 trips to Brentford have produced, on average, 4.2 goals a game, over 4 goals a game. There's been 17 goals in the 4 league meetings between these two at the G-Tech. It is very much on brand thus far, this game. United looking for a leveller with a set piece from the left-hand side. De Ligt's forward, Maguire's forward, so is Shaw. Šeško in there as well, and it will be Brian and Burmo to take from the Red Devils 10 yards diagonally out from the left corner of the penalty area. Really nice position to whip one in. In from Burmo, hits Ouattara, the first man. United keep it alive with Dallo. Cunha from range. Deflection carries it out of play for a United corner kick. United want a free kick, won't get one.
Yeah, that's a painful one for Cunha. Just about to strike it, and was it Damsgaard that came out?
It's Yeho Yarmouk that's just nicked him.
Yeah, just trying to get a block on it, and I think Cunha's kicked the bottom of his studs. But it's a Man United corner. A little bit of pressure from United now.
Well, Mbeumo was first greeted by boos. He's now been greeted by applause from the Brentford hands as he's walked over to take this corner kick from the right. Black shirts gathered in the penalty area again for Manchester United. And Mbeumo sets himself for an in-swinger. Fernandes and Cunha unmarked near the edge. It's right into the mixer, though, from Mbeumo. Šeško's header. Brentford perhaps can break with Yarmouk. Damsgaard through to Coyote. Coyote too quick. Coyote's having a run at Ugarte, who just about stretches back in time. Did well in the end, the Uruguayan.
Yeah, he did, yeah. Brentford were attacking at some pace there. Sharda was coming up on the right-hand side as well, but it was good defending from Ugarte, as you say.
Brentford's have it in the middle with Yarmouk. Looks bright so far. Yeho Yarmouk, not been a consistent feature of Brentford's time in the Premier League. Made just 19 starts last year. Made just 21 total the previous 3 seasons combined. He's already started 5 out of 5 so far this campaign. Seems to be very much part of Keith Andrews' plans. It was his chip forward, which Thiago chested down for Brentford's second. Damsgaard heads straight up in the air, and Burmo nods in field towards Bruno Fernandes, but Yarmouk's there to pinch it back. United escape with the ball, though, and Harry Maguire puts his toes under it, digs it forward to Mbeumo. Header won by the Bees, who can go back to Kelleher. Kelleher takes his time before sweeping it long towards Ouattara. Shaw can let it bounce and bounce out of play. Reminder, we have a full schedule of Premier League games coming up today. And our feature game next is Toby Gilles and Dean Keeley on Crystal Palace versus Liverpool. That's right here on Premier League Live. Following the conclusion of this one, should be another fantastic game. A lot to live up to the billing of this first 33 minutes here in West London, though. Kelleher at the back for Brentford. Cunha inching towards him to close him down. Jordan Henderson to Kelleher again. Well over halfway goes the clearance from the Irish keeper. Dorgu wins a header in the final third, but Brentford will coolly see it back to Kelleher. United a bit more about them now as they're closing and pressing down. They've got the bit between their teeth slightly. An element of hope, but Brentford very much controlling possession. Swept long to the right. Shaw will see it bounce into his path. Up the line to Dorgu. Damsgaard was quickly in on Dorgu, who's fouled, but just lifted United when they needed it most, that goal, Michael.
Yeah, absolutely. They were on the rocks, and getting a goal was just give them a little bit of life. And you just feel with the two full-backs, wing-backs for Man United, when they're pressing Man United, which is what you want them to do, you want them to be on the front foot and press from the front, but then it leaves the back three so exposed. And Brentford are trying that ball, the whip round the corner, sort of long, and it's caused Man United some problems, and it's probably taken them half an hour to get to grips with it.
Backwards it goes to Bayindir. No doubt, despite making a string of fine saves, United fans who have a pretty harsh microscope will be looking at his involvement in palming that second goal into the path of Igor Thiago again. All while, new goalkeeper signing Salmons waits on the bench for Manchester United, or Senne Lammens rather. He arrived late on in the window from Royal Antwerp. Senne Lammens yet to make his first United appearance. The word we're getting is that he's being protected from the watchful gaze of those United fans and being eased into life up in Manchester. Brentford have won themselves a long throw. I say long because that's where it's going to go again from Coyote, hurled into the 6-yard box. Maguire towers above the rest to steer it back out to that left-hand channel. Coyote holding it down by the corner flag, up against Mbermo, who's not buying any of his feints. And Mbermo earns United a throw.
Yeah, really good defending from Mbermo, wasn't it? It's not what he's in the team for, but he's done a job for his team there. And you almost feel like he could tell he didn't want it to go out for a throw-in. It's that dangerous, this long throw-in. It's literally like a rocket. And you could just tell he was trying his best not for it to go out for a throw-in, and good work from him.
Matthias de Ligt just having a word with referee Craig Pawson, who's had a busy afternoon thus far, but handled the game very well. Matthias de Ligt just complaining about something going on in that 6-yard box during these long throws. United to get us back underway from the corner flag. It will be hurled forward by Diogo Dalot. Van den Berg wins the first header. Thiago can chest it down again to Damsgaard. Damsgaard looking for room against Ugarte, and will find it. Shifting and slaloming out to this right-hand side. Henderson back to Damsgaard once more. Really a breakout season for him, but he's given the ball away cheaply to Šeško there, who does well. Cunha will take over. He's past the challenger Yarmulke, bearing down on the Brentford goal. Matheus Cunha blocked well by Collins. Last-ditch lunge by the centre-back to get in front of that shot United corner.
Yeah, really good play that from Man United. They're closing down with a bit of intent now. Šeško, nice little bit of link-up play with Cunha. And breaks forward, breaks the lines. I think he can maybe slip Fernandez in on the right-hand side, but opts to shoot. And a really good block from Collins and a corner for Man United, but much better for Man United.
It's one thing worth noting, with Mbermo, Cunha and Fernandez, United with 3 players whose first instinct is always to shoot from in and around the edge of the 18-yard box. Can often lead to a few of those making runs around them being left a little disappointed. Bryan Mbermo with a corner kick for the Red Devils, right-hand side. Brentford marking deep inside their penalty area. It will be an in-swinger from Mbermo. In towards the back of that 6-yard box. Maguire rises highest, Van den Berg away. Dorgu helps it back to the edge of the 18-yard box with Luke Shaw. Across the middle of the park to Fernandez, who changes the angle before curling one in straight into the arms of Kelleher, who's in a hurry to get Brentford moving in the right direction. Damsgaard running into traffic, finding Cunha. Coyote steals in. Shaw lets it bounce. Thiago catches one in a rather sensitive area. United throw down the line to Cunha, awkward for Van den Berg. And Henderson scrambles away.
You can just tell, just from Man United, the way they're pressing and the way they're playing, they've upped the tempo. You can just see it, 5-10% more that they're showing than they did at the start of the game. And if they'd have started like this, you know, they'd probably be winning the game. Started so poorly, got themselves back into the game, and now, you know, you wouldn't be surprised if they're going at half-time draw in this game.
For the first 20 minutes of this game, United were being pulled in every direction by Brentford, who were in utter dominance. Since then, as Michael's rightly said, United have found their feet, they've steadied, and now it's them applying the pressure. Diego Dallo will do his best Michael Coyote impression with his own long throw. Not quite as impressive, but it does reach the 6-yard box. Hooked away by Ouattara. Ugarte making sure there's no one chasing him before sprinting back into his own half to collect. United will build again with Luke Shaw. Long diagonal from Shaw. Fernandes waiting underneath it, completely miscontrolled by Fernandes, who's complaining about the ball from Shaw. And this is where Bruno Fernandes draws criticism, and rightly so. He's the captain, he's just been played an inch-perfect pass. He has miscontrolled it. No qualms about that, and he goes and has a pop at his teammates.
Absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous. It's a really good diag from Luke Shaw that picks out Fernandes, who's in a bit of space, and he puts his foot out to control it, and it goes under his foot and out for a throw-in, and he has a go at Shaw for it.
It was a near perfect. I'm not sure exactly what he wants Luke Shaw to do there, other than find him with a 50-yard diagonal and acres of space. And as Michael said, it just went under Fernandes' foot, and he starts screaming at Luke Shaw. And it is why there is always noise around his captaincy at United for all the good, and there is plenty of it. 100 United goals, 200 Premier League apps, both secured last week against Chelsea. There's also a lot of bad. Šeško racing into the right-hand channel against Collins. A step over, finding a Burmo. Even he can't keep that touch in play. And Brentford will have a goal kick with Kelleher. Amorim again, downcast, pensive position, on his haunches in the technical area. Šeško, though, since that goal, the subsequent touches have been a lot better than the first few we saw. Yeah,
absolutely. You can just see it in his body language. He just looks a little bit more confident. You know, it's not a great goal, it's a scrappy goal, but it's a goal, the type of goal that a striker needs. And he looks almost a little bit quicker. As you said, his layoffs have been a bit better, better quality. And Man United look like a different team now.
And Michael, you had a bit of a unique career path of being in non-league with Grays, going all the way up to Wolves. Did you feel there was a sense that once that first goal went in, you didn't have to prove yourself anymore? There was a weight lifted off your shoulders?
Absolutely. And confidence is a massive thing, not just in football, but in all walks of life. And it doesn't matter how much money these players are getting paid. If they're low in confidence, they're not going to be able to play as well as what they can do if they're confident. And you can just see that in Šeško. I think he's had a really tough start. He's looked not great, if I'm honest. But he's got that goal, and he can just see it in his body language, the way he's running, the way he's moving. Just looks a bit confident, and that might leak into the rest of his game now, and hopefully, you know, he can do well for United.
Brentford with a free kick, 3.5 till go till half time. They lead 2-1 at home against Manchester United. Thiago's double before Šeško pulled one back for the away side. Kelleher to pump this forward from right of centre, deep into the penalty area. Vandenberg loses his header to Matthijs de Ligt. Taking over, though, is Hickey. Bounces through to Nathan Collins. Not the man you want in that position in the penalty area, and he loses it. Unsurprisingly, Jordan Henderson, though, pressing Luke Shaw backwards to Bayindir. He has to clear in a hurry, the Turkish keeper, and clears straight into touch. Brentford throw.
Yeah, good pressing from Jordan Henderson there. Doesn't let Man United have a minute's peace. Keeper just kicks it straight out for a throw-in. It's been a good half, though. You know, there's been some quality in the game. There's also been some indifferent defending from both teams, but it's been a really good half. Enjoyed it.
About a second before we went on air for kickoff, our producer leaned to us and said, "You should have a fun one today." He was absolutely right. It's been so watchable here in West London. There's a good amount of quality and chaos in equal measure. You've got the quality of Thiago's opener, but the carnage of Šeško's first for United. It's been brilliant, and we do hope you join us for the second half. Still plenty left to play in this first. Shaw thrown into Ugarte. He's lost out in midfield. Back to Shaw, up the line and out of touch. Or out of play, rather. And Brentford will have a throw. just in front of Keith Andrews in that technical area, promoted from set-piece coach to manager, not a pathway well trodden in the Premier League, and has found life difficult early on. But if he can get a result today, that would be huge. Regardless of the state of United, they are a big name, they are still a scalp. Jordan Henderson darts towards Coyote to collect the throw. Coyote doesn't give it to him, and Henderson is perhaps rightly furious. Instead, it's down the line to Thiago. Good control to find Damsgaard. Tries to prod it first time to Ouattara. And Thiago sees it taken off him by Ugarte. Another Brentford throw. Right-hand side. Coyote backwards to Collins. Henderson wants it. Instead, it's swept left to Hickey. The left-back will carry it forward into United territory. Sharda. More control from the Bees now. Collins. Out to Coyote on the right wing. Looking for a pass forward. Finds one in the form of Ouattara. Damsgaard. Blocked by Dorgu. Another Brentford throw. It's almost like what they're aiming for when they get into the final third with these flicks up the line. They're waiting for United to tow it out of play. Yeah, they're more than happy to have these throw-ins because they are a dangerous tool. This time, for the first time, Coyote goes short to Damsgaard, wide to Ouattara, crossing chance, good ball. Thiago was leaping with everything he had to meet that with his forehead. Steered away by De Ligt again, who's grown into this game at centre-back. Yarmouk, diagonal to Ouattara, met by Shaw. Fernandez lets it run and curls one long, and Abermo's off and running. But Aaron Hickey sees that that ball doesn't reach Brian Abermo and gets there first. Yeah, good defending from Hickey. Thought Abermo was going to get away there, but just comes across and cuts that ball out. Man United are now using the tactic of the long throw. United's forward with Dalot himself, and they'll lurch those three centre-backs into the 6-yard box. Maguire, Shaw, De Ligt all there. The Portuguese right-back has the ball in his arms. 4 minutes of added time. We're into those now. United on the hunt for an equaliser. Launched in by Dalot. First header won by Thiago. Nodded out by Bruno Fernandes. Dalot back in. Met by Yarmouk. Sharda will carry it away. And how? First touch was brilliant. Second, not so much. And Shaw can steer it back to Bayindir in his candy pink goalkeeper shirt. Looping one long. Trying to put Brentford under yet more pressure, but I have to think that that's probably not the best tactic against Collins and Van der Berg, who are both excellent in the air. Looping it long. De Ligt back to Bayindir again. Inside his 6-yard box. Hooks it into midfield. First header won by Jordan Henderson. Steers it down to Damsgaard. Back to Henderson, right of centre, 40 yards from the United goal. You know, watching Jordan Henderson live, you don't realise how much he dictates the game. He's talking to everyone. He's pointing to people where to play it, how to play it. He's constant. He's a real leader on that pitch, and he gets a lot of stick for why he gets in the England squad, but you can really see why when you watch him live. I completely agree, and people are not here for my opinions, they're here for yours, Michael, but I have to agree on Jordan Henderson. Fantastic player. There's a reason he's captained England 19 times down the years. He's such a metronomic midfielder, just keeps teams ticking. Captain Liverpool to a Champions League final. Jurgen Klopp wouldn't have picked him by accident. He is a marvellous player. And these types of players are dying out of the game. You know, the leaders, the generals in midfield. And I think he's a really good signing for Brentford. I think that's a really clever signing from them. He's certainly been excellent in these first 45 minutes. 1 minute of added time, or a couple in fact, left to play in this first half. Still Brentford leading, and looks like Keith Andrews has asked his side just to have a long spell of possession to try and get them to the half-time break, with United growing in confidence. That will end with a poor ball by Coyote, who wins it right back, but their game plan has changed slightly. Now they surge forward through Thiago, takes it in stride. De Ligt has to make a challenge and made it spot on. Matthijs De Ligt across just as Thiago was about to break into the penalty area, already on 2 goals, and got in front of him well. Yeah, Thiago looks really lively, doesn't he? You can tell he's full of confidence. Good defending from De Ligt, as you said. It was a quick early throw-in from Brentford. And now they're going to wind up one of these long ones. So Coyote leaning into the advertising hoardings again, almost as if he's scratching his back on them before he gets ready to sprint forward and launch this one in. Cannon loaded. In it goes from Coyote. Into the 6-yard box again. Maguire down. Loose ball. Cunha gets there first, deep inside his own half, at his own byline, looking for space to clear this upfield. Coyote making his life difficult. Still Cunha holding on to it. He's run into trouble, Mateus Cunha. Brentford have pinched it back, but he gets a free kick. He's one fortunate boy that he has managed to earn that free kick, because he played himself into trouble there trying to be too clever.
Yeah, he is fortunate. I do think it is a foul. He does get stepped on, but he was taking a lot of chances there in the corner. Rather than just getting rid of it, trying to run his way out of the corner flag.
Bayendir being marched backwards, tried to take this too far forward for Craig Pawson's liking. This will likely be among the final actions of this first half. Swept long off the boots of Bayendir, down to Bruno Fernandes, hooks it over the top of his own head. Collins away. Ugarte brings it down in the centre circle, and that will do it for the first half here at the G-Tech. Manchester United were pegged back early by two brilliant Igor Thiago goals. Brentford flew out the blocks. They were the better side for 20 minutes, but Šeško just about got United back in it. Half-time here, it's Brentford 2, Manchester United 1. Analysis coming up, plus a look around the league. Don't go anywhere, you're listening to Premier League Live.
Experience the pinnacle of club soccer in the UEFA Champions League on Sirius XM FC.
How's it going on, SOP and TSI fans? My name's SOP True. Today we have Manchester United vs Brentford. This is a very big game, and it's a must win for Ruben Amorim's Manchester United side. I think we can pull it off. We recently beat a 10-man Chelsea. That was a good performance in my opinion. Of course, we did eventually get a red card with Casemiro being sent off as well. But can we do it today away from home against Brentford? A good Premier League side? I think we can. My score prediction is 2-1 to Manchester United. Drop your score prediction in the comments right now. As well as, I just want to say thank you to you all for the support on this transition for TSI and SOP as a whole. We're going absolutely crazy with the content. Leeds games covered, Manchester United games covered, all the content coming your way from me, SOP True, and your boy TSI Mike. We're killing it in the game. Do you want the Blue Jays games covered? We're getting a lot of requests recently to have those games covered. Drop a comment down below. If there's enough support, maybe we'll have a think about it. That is a route we can explore. Let me know. But drop your score prediction as well, because I want to see what you guys think. For me, it's a 2-1 win for Manchester United. I think Mbeumo will get on the score sheet, and I think this is a big one. I think Šeško will score his first goal for Manchester United. Thank you for the support. It's been SOP True. Enjoy the rest of the stream.
Tread confidently with new tires from Tire Rack. Whether you're looking for expert recommendations or know exactly what you want, Tire Rack makes it easy. You'll get fast, free shipping, free road hazard protection, and convenient installation options. Try mobile installation. They'll bring your new tires to your home or office and install them on site. Tire Rack has the best selection of tires from world-class brands, and they don't just sell tires, they test them on the road and on their test track. Learn how the tires you want tackle evasive maneuvers, drive and stop in the rain, or just handle your everyday commute. Go to TireRack.com to see their tire test results, tire ratings, and consumer reviews, and be sure to check out all the current special offers. That's TireRack.com. TireRack.com, the way tire buying should be.
Hi, everyone. This is Heisman Trophy winner and NFL quarterback Doug Flutie. I'm excited to tell you that my podcast, the Flutie Flakes Cast, is back for the entire football season. I may have played like 21 years of professional football in 3 different leagues, but I'm still just a big kid, and I absolutely love this game. Every week, we'll talk about the topics I care about and bring on super fun guests. So please subscribe today wherever you stream your podcast or listen on the SXM app, included with most subscriptions.
Welcome back to halftime coverage of Brentford versus Manchester United. I'm Matt Drabble, and I've been watching the first 45 with Michael Kitely. It's been a crazy first half at the G-Tech. If you weren't with us, here's what you missed on Premier League Live. course, and waves play on. Meanwhile, Brentford have lofted one over the top to Igor Thiago. Strikes first time. What a finish. All eyes to the offside flag, but it's not raised yet. And Igor Thiago took that spectacularly. It's Brentford 1, Manchester United 0. A shot out the blue by the team in red and white.
And I cannot believe what I've just seen. It's literally like a Sunday League boot down the middle of the pitch. Where are the Man United defenders?
Thiago down to Sharda, to the byline goes Sharda, squeezed across goal, another save by India, but it's over the line. Thiago has 2, Brentford have 2, and United from minute 1 have been battered black and blue.
But it's just so easy to play against. It's ridiculous.
Lifts it up towards Kelleher's hands, and Burmo jumps with him. Šeško, can he not over the line? Saved initially, 3rd attempt in. United have one back, and Benjamin Šeško, at the 3rd time of asking, has smashed it home after 2 good Kelleher saves.
It's good persistence from Šeško, and he's got his goal.
We told you it would be fun. We were absolutely right. Brentford 2, Manchester United 1. That was the story of a thoroughly entertaining first half, watched by myself, Matt Drabble, Michael Kitely next to me. Michael, Manchester United started the game against Chelsea ever so well. They started well against Burnley. Today, they were nowhere to be found for that first 20 minutes.
No, they were really poor for 20 minutes. They just didn't look at it. You know, wasn't closing down, wasn't competing, which you have to do in any league. And they got punished. You know, they were 2-0 down, and you were thinking this could be 3 or 4. But fair play to them, showed a bit of character and got their goal.
I've never played at any sort of level. I'm not experienced like you are, but we saw 2 of the Brentford goals come essentially from lofted balls towards Igor Thiago. One he took himself, one he chested down to Sharda, then collected back for his finish. Is that something that would have been scouted by Brentford ahead of this game? Would they have looked at that back 3 and thought, we can get Jordan Henderson clipping them in behind here?
Absolutely, and you know, it's not like Man United are getting cut open from really good play. As you said, it's just a straight, simple ball down the pitch that should be defended a lot better at this level. You know, the decision from Maguire to play offside for the first goal is ridiculous, literally ridiculous. You wouldn't expect, you know, a young lad coming in making his debut to make that decision. And then the second goal is just far too easy, a little knockdown, as you said, from Thiago. No sort of pressure from De Ligt to sort of get anything on the ball. And, you know, I feel sorry for Bayinda because he's had a lot of stick this season, as a lot of Man United goalkeepers have over the last few years. But he hasn't got any protection whatsoever. He's made a couple of good saves today, and he's conceded 2 goals.
And there we were, same old story when you cover United. We were writing their obituary, getting ready for our post-game dissection of all the things that went wrong, how Ruben Amorim's failed to win back-to-back games again. And by hook or by crook, they get their way back in it, that crazy Dorgu cross, and just keeping it alive. Šeško's resilience, I suppose, to just keep plugging away.
Yeah, and to be honest, if we're honest, it was probably a little bit poor goalkeeping from Kelleher. He should be a bit stronger, and Buemo just barges into him a little bit and puts him off balance, makes a couple of, you know, saves that he can't quite push away from safety. But really good persistence for Šeško. Got his goal, scrappy goal, but he doesn't care, and he looks a completely different player after he scored the goal. Looks a lot more confident.
Our focus fully here on Brentford versus Manchester United. There's a whole host of games taking place in the Premier League today. There's Chelsea up against Brighton and Hove Albion, Leeds against Bournemouth, City against Burnley, Forest take on Sunderland at 5:30 UK time before Tottenham host Wolves at 8 o'clock. One game we haven't mentioned though, Crystal Palace against Liverpool. That follows us with Toby Gilles, and ahead of that game we can hear from Arne Slot about a certain celebration in the week.
It wasn't very smart what he did, what he recognized himself immediately straight away. So he said sorry straight away to his teammates. And he's young. Players of all ages do make mistakes, and that's what he did in this situation as well. But we all make mistakes, and you're allowed at this club to make a mistake without immediately getting fines or these kind of things. He's a fantastic human being. I think if you talk to all the staff members and you would ask them a top 3 of the warmest persons and the most polite persons, I think he's in every staff member's top 3. So even if he wasn't a person like this, he was able to make a mistake, but wasn't smart. It hurt. It didn't hurt us. When? Tuesday evening. it might hurt us a bit more tomorrow. The positive thing is that Federico Chiesa showed that he is he's showing himself at the moment. So it's also a chance for him now to be in the bench, and maybe he kept playing minutes with Hugo not being there.
Arne Slot still with kind words for Hugo Ekitike after he has hampered Liverpool going into this game against Crystal Palace with a crazy second yellow for taking his shirt off after a winner against the Southampton side struggling in the Championship. Michael, if you're one of his teammates, what do you make of that?
Yeah, obviously it's a ridiculous decision from him, isn't it? One that I feel that his manager's taken really well, and it shows you what a good manager he is. You know, really good man management, that keeping him on side, because he's had a good start for Liverpool. But yeah, I think, you know, when you score a goal at any level, it's a real buzz, and he probably just lost himself for a minute. He knows the rules, he knows it's a yellow card, and it's a ridiculous sending off, but I'm sure he won't do it again. Lesson learned.
Did you ever get booked for that in your career? Ever suffer one of those?
I probably did, you know. I can't really remember. I think maybe when I was on loan at Watford, I scored a goal and took the top off. I don't know why, because I wasn't that chiselled.
Well then, Hugo Ekitike with that yellow card, which will no doubt hurt Liverpool's chances today with a tricky test against Crystal Palace. Your commentary team for that game, Toby Gilles and Dean Keeley. That directly follows us here at the G-Tech, where it is currently Brentford 2, Manchester United 1. It is yet to be seen how those two gaffers will react to that opening 45. Do you think United need to make any changes quickly, Michael?
No, not yet. I think they're looking okay. I think if they can start the way that they finished, then they've got a real good chance of getting back into this game. Obviously, they've got players on the bench that they can bring on, which I'm sure they'll use, but I think he'll keep it the same for the moment.
The voice there of Michael Kitely. I'm Matt Drabble, building up towards the second half as Brentford look to hold on to their lead against Manchester United. It's Brentford 2, United 1, and the second half is coming next on Premier League Live.
Sirius XM College Sports Radio has everything a college football fan needs.
They're not gonna get him! Touchdown!
Saturday at 7:30 Eastern, 17th ranked Alabama takes on 5th ranked Georgia on Channel 84.
10-5 out! Touchdown Bulldogs!
Get ready for game day with our roster of experts like Rick Neuheisel.
The two defenses are so used to dominating, I think it's a high-scoring game.
To find your game, go to SiriusXM.com/sports or search for your school on the SiriusXM app.
California Closets just custom designed Chloe's home office / guest room. Now she has a spacious desk with built-in charging for devices. Sleek wood cabinets conceal a queen-size Murphy bed for guests, and drawers deep enough to hide clean sheets and a printer. Now her spare room is perfect for workdays and weekend visits. California Closets makes space for what belongs. We did it for Chloe, and we can do it for you. Schedule your free design consultation now at 800-CAL-CLOSETS or CaliforniaClosets.com.
Imagine relying on a dozen different software programs to run your business, none of which are connected. And each one more expensive and more complicated than the last. It can be pretty stressful. Now imagine Odoo. Odoo has all the programs you'll ever need, and they're all connected on one platform, giving you peace of mind that your business is being taken care of from every angle. Odoo has user-friendly applications for CRM, accounting, inventory, manufacturing, marketing, HR, and everything in between. Basically, if your business needs it, Odoo's got it. Odoo sounds pretty amazing, right? So stop depending on all those expensive, disconnected platforms and let Odoo harmonize your business with simple, efficient software that can handle everything for a fraction of the price. Sign up today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com. Odoo, modern management made simple.
For a limited time at McDonald's, get a Big Mac extra value meal for $8. That means 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun, and medium fries, and a drink. We may need to change that jingle.
Prices and participation may vary.
80s and 90s pop so soft and nostalgic, it'll have you decorating your kitchen with country geese. Mom jeans. One of over 200 extra channels on the SiriusXM app.
It's Played In with former U.S. star Lori Lindsay.
How teams fare in this moment when there is a lot of pressure, and regardless if people want to talk about this being must-wins, really a lot of these games are just must-wins. We should just call it what it is, because there's going to be teams collecting points, there's going to be teams dropping points. Regardless, there's not that many games left, and you need to put yourself in the best position possible.
Played In Monday evenings at 7 Eastern on SiriusXM FC 157 and the SiriusXM app.
You're listening to TalkSport's coverage of Brentford against Manchester United from the G-Tech Community Stadium. I'm your host, Matt Drabble. Alongside me is the former Wolves and Burnley winger, Michael Kitely. This is Premier League Live. Well, Brentford, after stealing into that early lead, have been pegged back by Manchester United. Let's remind you of the two lineups before the second half gets underway. As far as we can see, there are no changes for either side. So for the home team, Brentford is a 4-2-3-1. Kelleher in goal. A back line from right to left of Coyote, Collins, Vandenberg and Hickey. Henderson and Yarmulke deeper in midfield with Damsgaard just ahead of them. Schada's on the left, Ouattara is on the right, and Igor Thiago leads the line with 2 goals already to his name. Manchester United and Ruben Amorim a 3-4-2-1. No surprise there. Bayende with a string of fine saves in goal to spare United's blushes. De Ligt, Maguire and Shaw the back three. Dalot at right wing back, Dorgu at left wing back, Ugarte and Fernandez between them, with Mbeumo and Cunha just off Šeško up top. No United changes. The right decision for you, Michael?
Yeah, I think so. I think they had a positive end to the game, to the first half. So I'm not surprised he hasn't made any changes. Obviously, he's got players on the bench that can come on and give him a lift. But he'll keep it the same for a bit, I think.
Brentford in red and white shirts, black shorts, black socks, going from my right to my left as we look out over the halfway line, ready to get this second half underway. Damsgaard volleys it forward, puts United under some pressure, and De Ligt can only head away. Brentford will have an early set piece. Craig Pawson waiting to see whether this will be a throw or a corner kick. It looked like it was just a throw, but either way, doesn't make too much difference when it's Brentford. It travels the same distance.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the throw-in's probably more dangerous because it comes in really flat and quick. So I think Brentford would probably prefer the throw-in.
Brentford in his red and white shirts. United in their black away kit, gold shorts, gold socks, defending that 6-yard box. Amorim can only shake his head at the start of this second half. Already 40 seconds in, United with a throw to defend. In from Coyote to the hands of Bayende. Good claim by the keeper above the crowd, and he's in a hurry to get Manchester United moving. Held up initially, now bowls it short to Diogo Dalot, the right back. Closed down by Thiago, waits for movement in field. Goes backwards to Harry Maguire, who no doubt will be scrutinised again for his hand in Brentford's opener, where he tried to spring an offside trap all on his own. And Mbeumo, Cunha in a pocket of space right of centre, out to Diogo Dalot. Looking in field once more, Cunha joining in the sport. Haven't really been able to get Matheus Cunha the ball in space. Haven't really seen him express himself. Not just today, in a United shirt in general.
No, but when he has got the ball, you can just see he's got that little bit of quality. Both him and Mbeumo look like they're the two players that can unlock the door for Man United and make some chances. Just need to get them on the ball a little bit more, as you said.
Cunha coming off that fine season with Wolves. Scored here for Wolves against Brentford before. Hoping to match that feat today and get United that equaliser. Will be an Aaron Hickey throw, left back position, deep inside his own half. Taking his time, step across and grab this. Hickey infield to Jordan Henderson, who's really made Brentford tick in that first 45. Looping one long, up towards halfway. Mbeumo flicks on to keep it in play. Vandenberg into touch. United will take over. Thrown backwards to Ugarte. All the way home to De Ligt. Not his best ball forward. And Henderson will bump Cunha. Cunha wins the header regardless. Mbeumo to Vandenberg. All very scrappy. And this is much the same way the game started.
Yeah, but it's a better start from Man United than they started the first half. They look to be on the front foot.
Dango Ouattara running at Shaw. Seemed for one moment to have squeaked around Shaw up that right-hand side. Poor touch by Dorgu. Shaw under pressure as a result, can only clear into midfield for Yarmouth. Flick to Damsgaard, won't quite bounce down to the toes of the Dane. Now Ouattara tried to help it on through to Coyote with a clever back heel. Maguire rather, can clean up. And Henderson into touch. Not quite sticking for Brentford at the moment. It's 3 minutes into the second half. If you are just joining us, Brentford 2, United 1. Brentford's complaining as they walk down the tunnel at half-time about that goal for United, courtesy of Benjamin Šeško. He was just bumped by Burma with that ball high in the sky. For you, Michael, were they right to be upset, or does the goalkeeper need to be stronger?
No, the goalkeeper needs to be stronger, absolutely. I don't even know why the Brentford players are complaining, to be honest.
Maguire, out to Dorgu. Challenge made by Coyote. Throw-in should go Brentford's way, and does. About the 5th throw of this second half already. The ball's barely stayed within the confines of the pitch. And Coyote will be the man to take. Formerly of Fiorentina, as part of the side that made that Conference League final. Long down the line from Coyote. Dorgu settles it on his left foot, lays it back off for Shaw. Shaw can belt one long towards Šeško and Sepp van den Berg. Looks backwards for goalkeeper Kelleher, and Burmo almost snuck in. Kelleher can go long. De Ligt, terrible defensive header. Will put United under unnecessary pressure. Straight to Sharda. Sharda, nutmeg through to Damsgaard. Damsgaard trying to poke one into the path of Ouattara. Would have been better shooting himself. The crowd are letting him know just that. Yarmouth to Hickey. Aaron Hickey left wing, stood up by Burmo. Yarmouth sideways to Henderson. Brentford just in control at the moment. Damsgaard, Ouattara back to goal, trying to wriggle free. Coyote tries to chest it down, but every Brentford pass is slightly off the mark, and that's allowed United to race away with it. Coyote's arrived late on Dorgu. United will finally get away with it because Coyote's committed a foul.
Yeah, there was just a little spell there, just for a minute or two, where Brentford got on top, and it came from a clip down the pitch and a poor defensive header from De Ligt. No one around him. All he's got to do is head it back, chest it down. He could have chested it down. He had that much time. He mistimes his header and puts the Brentford player in, and they almost get a shot off and goal from it. But it just changed the feel of the game just for a couple of minutes. Brentford were on the front foot, and they're the things, they're the small little details as a Man United player or any professional player. Just do your job right, you know? And it's just so, it's the basics. And you just feel that Man United just struggle with that at the minute.
De Ligt's header heaping on pressure, but Brentford weren't able to make it pay. Looking for a free kick there, didn't go their way. United will lump one forward rather to Šeško, and Burmo has managed to latch on to the end of it. And Burmo right of centre, running at Van den Berg, squares back to Cunha, shooting chance. Mateus Cunha bounces awkwardly in front of Kelleher, but he falls on top of it and claims it to the ground. Brentford survive.
Yeah, it's a good little bit of play for Man United. It just feels it's just under Cunha's feet a little bit. He can't get it out of his feet to get a good strike on it, and he doesn't get enough power on the shot, and it's a comfortable save for Kelleher.
Not looked wholly convincing in his Brentford spell thus far, Kelleher. Brentford conceding 10 goals in the Premier League, their worst to start any season since 2003. Igor Thiago puts the shoulder into Dorgu, keeps it rolling for Brentford with Jordan Henderson. He's always the outlet for the Bees when they get the ball. They're looking for the feet of the former Liverpool man. That time they go long, and Maguire can collect for United outside the centre circle. To his centre-back partner, De Ligt. Out to the right wing for Burmo. Now here's Dallo, throws a step over at Van den Berg, checks his run. Burmo on the overlap, but not with a great deal of pace. United slow it down, and then try and angle one in behind to Fernandez, off the mark. Brentford goal kick. Bees, at the end of that first half, decided to sit in a little bit more, protect what they have, look for longer spells of possession rather than looking over the top. Does seem an element of nervousness about them to start the second as well.
Yeah, also I think they started that first half so quick. You know, they were really on the front foot. They were pressing Man United, not letting them have any time on the ball. And you can't do that for 90 minutes, and you feel that they've just taken their foot off the gas a little bit here.
Thiago, lovely number 9 play to back heel it with one touch into Damsgaard. He's looking for a through ball to Damsgaard again. De Ligt clears straight to Jordan Henderson. And Brentford can come forward, roared on by this home crowd. Aaron Hickey to the left wing. Sharda up the line. Yarmolic will have to be strong against De Ligt, who dumps him off the ball. And the decision doesn't go. Yarmolic's way. Just a throw for United. No, now the referee has changed his mind and is going to give Brentford a free kick in a dangerous position. Yarmolic shoved in the back by De Ligt. Well, it took a long time to give that. Craig Pawson has now gestured that the home side will have a free kick on this left wing. Aaron Hickey could take. De Ligt cannot believe that. What did you make of that, Michael?
To be honest, in real time, I thought he did push him in the back. I thought it was a free kick, and you know, De Ligt's reaction is, it seems that he's hardly touched him, but for me it looked like it was a push.
So a couple of steps in from this left-hand touchline, 20 yards from the corner flag. Brentford to whip one in with Damsgaard, low and hard, helped on towards the back post where Sharda's waiting. 54 minutes gone, still they lead Manchester United 2-1. Kevin Sharda rolled back to Yarmolic and all the way to the halfway line where Coyote's waiting. Hickey under pressure from Mbermo, didn't take any chances there. Kelleher can sweep it long. Underneath it was Dallow. United clear their lines. Brentford with a throw. Underneath us, mentioned that there's plenty more Premier League football to come. The game that follows us is Toby Gilles and Dean Kiley. That is Crystal Palace hosting Liverpool at Selhurst Park. Keith Andrews issuing instructions to Hickey, who rolls it up the line, and Diego Dallo, has he just caught Hickey high there? Didn't look a particularly nice challenge. And the Brentford fans, they want to see a card here. Dango Ouattara's down. Bruno Fernandes it was that made the challenge. He picks up the yellow card. A chuckle from Fernandes. I thought it was Dallo that had made contact, but no, it is certainly Fernandes that has gone high up the shin of Dango Ouattara. Keith Andrews couldn't believe it. It is a yellow for Bruno Fernandes and no more.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit high for me. Not enough for a sending off. He just tries to kick the ball away and actually catches the Brentford player. He wasn't happy about the decision being made. It's definitely a foul for me and a yellow card right decision.
United skipper in the book, a man that wears his heart on his sleeve as well as that captain's armband, and is voicing his displeasure at picking up that yellow card. Brentford with a free kick, 10 over halfway, long diagonal hit by Damsgaard. Collins was waiting for it to drop onto his forehead. Dorgu got there first, but the offside flag is up against the Bees. For all the blood and thunder of the first half, it's been, well, a clear sunny day of a second half. Very little's happened in the opening 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's been a bit stop-start, hasn't it? Not much quality in the opening 10 minutes. We were a bit spoilt in the first half with lots of action, lots of goals. But I'm sure there's a lot more to come.
Bayindir hammers it long with his right boot, well into Brentford territory. Šeško was battling, and Burmo's dropped the shoulder on Hickey, which will carry him out to this right-hand channel. And Burmo crosses in. Šeško's missed it, so too is Dorgu. Really dangerous, teasing ball in by Burmo. Left-footed, curled towards the back post. The Slovenian striker just missed it with his head. Dorgu sliding in, couldn't make contact with his feet.
Yeah, it's a fantastic ball in. Yeah, really good play from Mbueno. You just want someone else in there, maybe a midfield runner coming from deep. As you said, it was Ndogu that tries to get on the end of it, but probably just half a yard too slow.
So Brentford with another goal kick. Both sides looking for some rhythm. In the second half, it's been bereft of it, but they've won it high with Dango Ouattara, who will carry Dallow out into this left wing by the touchline. Swings one in. Bayindir can all too easily gobble it up. United fans want Bayindir to get on with it. He won't oblige, drops it to his feet, rolls it short to Matthijs de Ligt. Said the United players ahead of last week's game need to prove that Amorim can be a success. It's up to them. That Chelsea game looked like a turning point, looked like the players had really fought for the system, fought for Amorim. Start to this game, The stark opposite. Here's De Ligt. Maguire. Forward to Ugarte. Not seen a great deal of Manuel Ugarte with the ball, not just today, but in his United career. That's not really his game, in truth, but feeling against an opponent like Brentford, United could perhaps put someone on with a bit more attacking impetus, like perhaps, I don't know, Kobbie Mainoo.
Absolutely, he's there sitting waiting, isn't he? He's got bags of talent, can go past people, can score goals. Very, very good player for me, and I just cannot believe he's not playing. There must be something behind the scenes that Amorim's not happy with him, because he just doesn't seem to be getting the football that he should be getting.
Brentford still with that one goal advantage. Mainoo watching on from the bench. Cunha chips one through to Fernandes, tries to control it, will force him wide. Fernandes low and hard cross straight into Kelleher's arms, and the Irish goalkeeper does well, ticking towards the hour mark here at the G-Tech, waiting for this second half to crackle into life as the first did. Bruno Fernandes pulling wide, driving that low and hard, but easy for Kelleher.
Yeah, good link-up play though with Cunha and Bruno Fernandes. Fernandes getting into them final third areas, making forward runs. That's what he's good at. So that's what you want to see him do. And just a little bit unlucky with his first touch, and has to rush his cross a little bit.
Here is Jordan Henderson. Lofted long, Thiago waiting, Maguire winning the first ball, and Fernandes will volley it sideways to Manuel Ugarte, who's caught in possession rather cheaply. Damsgaard, cleverly done to flick it to Coyote. Brentford looking the more settled side in possession at the moment. Coyote waits for Bruno Fernandes to bite and then drives round him. Dorgu slides in from behind. Free kick goes Brentford's way. Dorgu claiming he won the ball. I think what Craig Pawson is saying, it doesn't matter, you tackle from that angle, you're going to give away a free kick.
Yeah, it's a little bit unlucky from Dorgu. I think he gets the ball. Yeah, he does. He gets the ball, seeing it again.
It's a difficult decision, but one that goes Brentford's way nonetheless. Dorgu no doubt getting studs on the ball. Did come from behind Coyote, who was driving forward through the United midfield after losing Bruno Fernandes with a drop of the shoulder. Brentford free kick. Really horrible position to try and create anything from. It's dead centre. It's only 10 yards over the halfway line, so just have to try and dig your toe under this and loop it into the United penalty area. I think that is what Aaron Hickey will do, unless he elects to change the angle. No, scooped into the United penalty area. Collins nods on, loose in front of goal and towed forward by Sepp van den Berg. But by India, able to get everything behind a tame shot in the end.
Yeah, as you said, it was just a scooped ball, just a straight ball, easy for Collins to get his head on, and it's actually a really good header back into the area, and Van den Berg just can't get his studs on the end of it, and good chance for Brentford.
About that time that Amorim might be considering substitutions. We mentioned Kobbie Mainoo. Mason Mount also an option off the bench. Other than that, it is looking a little light, the United bench at the moment. Joshua Zirkzee has found chances few and far between this season, so not a great deal of places for Amorim to turn in search of goals. Fernandes through to Cunha, intercepted by guess who? Jordan Henderson, who's still patrolling that midfield. Van den Berg outside his penalty area. It's behind Nathan Collins. Šeško will apply the pressure. Coyote still surging forward, still keeping the ball, only just. And Brentford have curled it out to this left-hand side. United are pressing, but that's leaving more spaces in behind. Spaces that can be occupied by the likes of Schade. Shaw hooks it away from him over the top of his own head. Left of centre is Yarmolenko, back to the heart of the Brentford defence with Nathan Collins. Home crowd getting involved. Damsgaard, poor touch, but he wins it right back. Out to the left, looking over the top for Schade again. Schade away from Dalot initially. He's too quick for Dalot. Dalot's made an awkward challenge. Schade scooped it up, swept goalward by Ouattara. By in there, drops to his left to keep it out for United again. Best chance of a quiet second half, and Dango Ouattara's left-footed effort from 14 yards is saved by India down to his left.
Yeah, really good wing play from Schade. Gets the better of Dalot. Don't know whether he can take a touch. Takes it first time. He's in acres of space, and it's a really good save from Bendia, but should be really 3-1 to Brentford.
Coyote with a throw, right-hand side, after Ouattara's effort was saved. A golden chance inside the penalty area. Hurled in by Coyote, nodded on at the near post, out for a corner kick. Šeško steers it behind. Well, we said it's a double-edged sword for United. They start to press Brentford more. They leave gaps in behind. Sharda exploited those gaps and almost found Ouattara for a cutback goal.
He's looked lively all day, I think, Sharda. He's been one of Brentford's best players going forward.
Did once score 2 against United here. In that 4-3 win. Damsgaard to take a Brentford corner kick from the right. 4 red and white shirts on the penalty spot. In it goes. Sepp van den Berg racing to get on the end of it. And Mbermo running with Yarmulke. Coyote with Mbermo breathing down his neck. Takes no chances. Goes back to Calvin Kelleher. Forward from Kelleher. Up towards the head of Thiago, but all the way through to his opposite number, Altay India, the first Turkish player ever to represent United. We are going to see a couple of subs. And guess who? Kobbie Mainoo is coming on for United in place of Ugarte. Yoro is going to replace Harry Maguire, we believe. Dalot, right wing. Up the line to Cunha, corner of the penalty area. Yarmulke all over him. Cunha does well, good strength to help it back out to Dalot. First time cross is rolled back to the edge of the 18-yard box. Cunha looking for space. And Damsgaard sweeping up, and maybe Brentford can counter with Ouattara. De Ligt was too strong for him. And Luke Shaw in the centre circle. Out to Bruno Fernandes, a few steps over halfway. Manchester United with their foot back on the ball, and the last 10 or so minutes have belonged to Brentford. 65 minutes gone. Brentford 2, Manchester United 1. You're listening to Premier League Live.
Just looking at these substitutions that are going to come on, it don't look like they're going to change any formation. Like for like.
Mbermo up against Hickey down the line. Hickey felt he'd won the goal kick for Brentford. Did he get the decision? It's been given as a goal kick, much to Mbermo's frustrations. As you say, the 2 substitutions coming on, they're very much like for like. You imagine Yoro will slot in at centre-back instead of Maguire. Mainoo for Manuel Ugarte. So, Kobbie Mainoo will get his chance from the bench. A significant minutes as we've seen him earn in the Premier League this season. 25 of them to try and make a difference. He has not got a goal or an assist in his last 29 Premier League appearances, Mainoo, but the context is many of those have been cameos here and there. Played for England at the most recent Euros, all 6 games in the road to the final. And he's on here for United in midfield. He's won the ball with his first touch. Helped out to Dorgu.
He's just got a lot more creativity, hasn't he, than Ugarte, in my opinion, and I think it's a positive substitution from Amram. Sometimes when you think it's not working, why not change formation? Maybe go 2 up front. You know, change something. But he just doesn't seem to ever want to do that, does he?
Cunha, delightful. Rabona to help it into the path of Dorgu, who is clipped from behind by Dango Ouattara. I think Dorgu was on his way down anyway. Ouattara didn't need to be anywhere near him. He's given away a rather silly free kick. Dorgu was going nowhere, already falling over. And Ouattara, did he actually jump out the way of that, Michael? Is that a very good dive by Dorgu?
Yeah, I think it's one of them where you're trying to get the clip from the defender and win your team a foul. Looked like, as you said, he was going down, sort of a bit unbalanced. Wins his team a foul.
67 minutes have been and gone. United free kick. In a tepid second half to be taken by Bruno Fernandes. Long way from goal. Hooked into De Ligt. Thiago wins his header brilliantly. Brentford will try and break. The red and white shirts are flooding forward. 5 of them up the line from Yarmulke towards Sharda. It just had to be a better ball. It wasn't, and Luke Shaw can deal with it. A better ball from Yarmulke, and Brentford have a 5-on-4. But in the end, it's left Sharda with too much to do, and Shaw could nip in.
Yeah, it was a good break from Brentford. I think he just made the wrong decision. Went for the safe decision, really, rather than maybe trying to find one of the players that had made a break into the box.
Brentford's looking to surge forward. United throw it away. Brought down by Ouattara. First touch is poor. Shaw can help it out to Dorgu, whose feet are too quick for Coyote. Patrick Dorgu looking for room up United's left. Held up by Coyote. Back to Luke Shaw.
Ouattara's not had a great game for me. You know, Brentford paid a lot of money for him in the summer. He's not had that too much joy going down that right-hand side.
Just 9 goals in all competitions last year for Ouattara. 4 forward. It's not eye-popping numbers, especially when you consider 3 of those were scored in a hat-trick against Nottingham Forest. Brought in really to replace Mbermo and Wissa, after Thiago was brought in to replace Ivan Toney. No one's quite delivered on their potential as of yet. Cunha, probably say the same about him for Manchester United, given that he's yet to get that first goal. Brentford take the goal kick short. Vandenberg helping it back to Kelleher. Kelleher up to Thiago. Phil here was pulled down, but referee Craig Pawson disagrees. Here's Yoro in the centre circle. Yoro sideways to Dalot. Notice Manchester United just missing Mazraoui. Here's Kobbie Mainoo up against Jordan Henderson. That'll be a fascinating battle to watch in the remaining 20 minutes of this game. Still Brentford 2, United 1.
Henderson just tried to get into him a little bit there, give him a bit of, you know, a bit of pressing and a bit of a shove just to let him know he's in the game.
Yoro sideways, Dalot. All very passive for Manchester United. It's slow. Who will take the risk? Who can find the key to unlock this Brentford door? Bruno Fernandes, Shaw. Brentford getting deeper and deeper. Shaw left of centre, 40 yards out. Finds Fernandes in midfield. Fernandes to Dorgu with his boots on the touchline. But still United can't find a way through. Brentford disciplined, get in the way, and Damsgaard helps it over the top of Shaw's head. Mainoo will collect a 1-2 with Fernandes, looking to drive one in behind to Šeško. He asks the question. Nathan Collins answers with a clearance. Mainoo's back on it again for United. And Brentford at risk of sitting too deep, of holding what they've got, Michael.
Yeah, you think that, wouldn't you? They're just sitting back a little bit, letting Man United have a bit of the ball, although they're not hurting them. They're just almost changing their tactics. They've gone from pressing quite high up to now sitting back pretty deep.
Yoro took too long on it. Thiago ran into him, but United have helped it down the right-hand channel to Cunha, into Mbermo, sliding in to strike. Has he been pushed? He certainly feels so. The ball rolls harmlessly wide, but the penalty is given. Bryan Mbermo shoved in the back against his former club as he stretched to try and tap that home, and United will have a spot kick in the 71st minute to try and level proceedings.
Yeah, it's really good play from United. Deluxe plays a nice little ball down the side for Cunha and he whips it in. And for me, it looks like a penalty. I'm just looking at the replay here. It's a tug from Collins on Mbuemo, who's about to put it in the net. I think this decision will stand. Collins is moaning and saying he's not really touched Mbuemo, but I think he has. As a forward player, I'll be looking for this penalty myself.
It was rolled in by Cunha on the right wing into a dangerous area. Asked the question of Nathan Collins. He was trying to track the lively Bryan Mbermo, who certainly got to the ball first. The only question to clear up is whether there was enough of a shove in the back of Mbermo to put him off that shot and bring him to the ground. Either way, decision from Craig Pawson seems final. Now, the one thing you will say, if there's a goalkeeper you want between the sticks for an opposition penalty, it might be Kelleher. He has a remarkable record from penalties, most of those in shootouts. Won a club record 4 shootouts between the sticks for Liverpool, despite being a second-choice keeper. He's saved famously from Mbappe in the Champions League. But his Brentford career hasn't started the brightest. It could take a huge boost if he's able to be a hero here.
I just felt, I don't know whether the referee made this decision or the linesman, because he took a little bit of time to make the decision and sort of looked over to the linesman, who I think would probably have a better view of it than he did, and then pointed to the spot. But they're taking their time in looking at it.
And Burmo racing beyond Collins. It is not much contact. Collins' left arm comes out. Does it grab the shoulder of Brian and Burmo and tug the former Brentford man to the ground? There's very minimal contact. But the check is not for the penalty, it's for a red card for a denial of goal-scoring opportunity. That is the next thing to be cleared up. And it would turn Collins yellow to a red and make it a very difficult final 15 minutes indeed for Brentford if that was to be given. It looks like it's going to stay a yellow, but it will be a penalty. Brentford preparing another substitution. Bruno Fernandes on to take, with the ball in arms to take this spot kick. Kelleher, who made his name at Manchester United's bitter rivals, Liverpool, for his proficiency from stopping efforts from 12 yards. Bruno Fernandes, Premier League record, 23 penalties scored, 5 missed, including one this season, which he almost sent into orbit against Fulham. Brentford are going to make 3 substitutions. Aaron Hickey is going to make way, perhaps just delaying this further for Bruno Fernandes. In fact, it's just going to be a couple of subs. Rico Henry is one of those coming on, another man that suffered horribly with injuries. He replaces Aaron Hickey, and Dango Ouattara is also off. A forward for Keane Lewis-Potter, who can play on the left wing, but has spent the last season and a half playing left back or left wing back for Brentford. All that fades into insignificance when held up to what's about to happen. Bruno Fernandes with a spot kick. His first chance to get off the mark from 12 yards this season. Missed against Fulham, as I said. A terrible penalty that day. Didn't force a save from Leno. Went high into the stand. But overall, a very healthy record from 12 yards. This feels pivotal, perhaps, in Manchester United and Ruben Amorim's early season form. Big, deep breath from Fernandes. Kelleher bounces on his goal line. Run angle to the left of the ball. The United skipper steps up right-footed, rolls it towards the bottom left. Kelleher's done it again, as we've seen so many times in his young career, to keep it out. And the former Liverpool goalkeeper denies the United captain. It remains Brentford 2, United 1.
Yeah, you said it before. He's a specialist in saving penalties, and it's a good save. Is it a good penalty? Probably not. Not much pace on the ball, but he gets a good hand on it. And that's 2 now that Bruno Fernandes has missed. I wondered whether Bruno might have taken it, because he used to take penalties for Brentford. But Bruno grabbed the ball straight away, looked confident.
Bruno Fernandes went for the bottom right corner. It wasn't right in the side netting. Kelleher drops to his left with a strong left wrist and palm and sees it away for Sharda to hack clear. Bruno Fernandes, Manchester United's captain and leader, 0 for 2 from the penalty spot to start this season. Already just 6 games in, he's already missed 2 spot kicks. How costly could this one prove in United's pursuit of back-to-back wins for the first time under Ruben Amorim? They don't have much time now to find an equaliser, but Dorgu gets in behind past Keane Lewis-Potter. Wants a free kick, won't get one. Goal kick Brentford, and crucially now the red card not going against Nathan Collins. It remained a yellow. Manchester United will have to try something new. They'll have to pick themselves up again in their hunt for an equaliser.
Yeah, for me, if you're giving the foul, then he's stopping a goal-scoring opportunity. So, you know, the rules changed that much. You know, it used to be could give double jeopardy and whatnot. So, for me, I think if you're giving the penalty, you've got to send him off.
Thiago wrestles the ball free up the other end for Brentford, shooting from range. Well, when you've scored 2, you perhaps earn yourself the right to do that, but it sails harmlessly wide and into the stand behind the goal. Still, Brentford 2, Manchester United 1. The second half needed something to spark it into life. Step up, Bruno Fernandes. A saved penalty from Karamin Kelleher. The main talking point in this second 45. Michael Kitely, Matt Drabble, Brentford 2, United 1. You're listening to Premier League Live. And once more, wherever Manchester United go, drama, talking points, speculation is never far away, and so it will prove again. Bruno Fernandes at the heart of it this time.
We spoke about just before the penalty was given that Brentford was sitting back a little bit, and they're still doing that. And I don't know whether that could be costly for them, because they've not played like that for the first 70 minutes of the game.
Will he take the next one, Michael? He is the captain. I suppose ultimately it's his call alongside Amorim's, but when you've got Bruno Fernandes taking the spot kicks, but Brian Obermo and Mateus Cunha, who are both proficient from that position, are waiting in the wings. Does he take the next one?
It's a big decision, but personally I thought Mbeumo should have taken it. I think he would have loved to have scored against his old team. As you said, Bruno's already missed one this season. And, you know, you can't afford to take 2 penalties and miss 2 and then expect to keep them. So, yeah, I think they'll change it, but they've got to try and get themselves back into the game now.
Keane, Lewis Potter down on the deck after a foul by Cunha. Brentford eventually get their fullback up onto his feet. We're going to see Mason Mount for Chelsea. The final decision made that Nathan Collins, the ruling, his tug had no material impact on the outcome of the goal-scoring opportunity, is the wording we've been given to justify that yellow card. If it had no material impact, I can't understand why it's been given as a penalty. Here's Yarmouk, meanwhile, scooped towards Igor Thiago, back to Yarmouk. He's battled for the ball ahead of Mainu. Blocked, Henderson wants it 20 yards out. United escape with it. Cunha leads the charge, but Sharda's no slouch, and Sharda will take a yellow card to halt the United counter-attack. A professional foul, and a yellow card that his manager won't mind whatsoever, Michael.
No, that's what you call a good foul. You know, it takes a little bit of pressure off his team, just brings down Cunha when Man United are on the attack. Just trying to slow the game down. 10 minutes left, but I think there's going to be a heck of a lot of injury time.
So 10 to go till full time. Still Brentford, that's the Lender lead. A reminder that following ours, Toby Gilles and Dean Kiley will bring you Crystal Palace versus Liverpool. That is all set up to be a belter. 2 unbeaten teams in the Premier League. Luke Shaw has been brought off. Mason Mount is on. And we're also going to see Frank Onyeka, Frank the Tank, and Vitaly Janelt as well. Jordan Henderson makes way to a standing ovation. He certainly deserved that today, Michael. Yeah, he has. Yeah, he's been the general in that midfield, always picking up the loose pieces, controlling the game. You know, he must be a great player to have in your team. Just bringing on some fresh legs now to try and see this game out. So Frank Onyeka replacing Jordan Henderson, Vitaly Janelt on for Mikkel Damsgaard. 2 big, strong centre mids. Are Brentford setting their cards out on the table then for the remaining 9 minutes, bringing those 2 on? Yeah, I think so, and I think you can see the way they've sat back over the last 10 minutes, that they're happy just to try and take this 2-1 lead. It's a dangerous game to play. You know, it only takes one little bit of quality, like Man United showed for the penalty. A nice moment for Vitaly Janelt coming on. That is now his 138th appearance, meaning he has made more Premier League appearances for Brentford than any other player. He overtakes Johan Wissa in that category. Collins forward for the Bees. Into the channel. Can be chased down by Onyeka. Yarmouk will run to try and keep this in play. Run unsuccessfully. United with a throw in line with the 18-yard box left-hand side. Mason Mount, who scored twice against Brentford for United previously, on to take. Those United fans behind the goal growing impatient. Diogo Dalot will take a throw to try and hurl this in. So many times we've seen this side, deserved or not, pull themselves out of the fire. They need a bit more of that old Manchester United magic again. In from Dalot, loose in the middle, De Ligt over the top of his own head. Hooked it awkwardly, the centre-back. It was a centre-back's finish. It skews wide. It's just a Brentford goal kick.
Yeah, them long throws cause chaos. It was actually 2 Brentford players going up for the same ball that knock it down for De Ligt. And to be fair, it's a difficult finish for him. It's sort of at an awkward height, and he tries to sort of sidewinder it into the net and it just goes over. But them long throws are causing havoc for both teams.
I think if you asked a centre-back to perform an overhead kick, it would look a bit like that. It was never a full commitment. It wasn't the beautiful acrobatic scissor. He still had his left foot planted to lift as he just sort of flung his right leg as high as he could at that. In the end, it was a poor finish. Anyone else, they might have seen a spectacular goal. Manchester United scoop it down the line to Burmo through Fernandez. Cunha's lost it in midfield on Yeka into Sharda, back to Frank the Tank on Yeka, in behind for Sharda to chase down De Ligt. He wants by India to come. He slipped in the penalty area, but Lenny Yoro was first to react and scoop that up. De Ligt's blush is spared, and perhaps by India's as well. He thought the goalkeeper was coming out to pick it up, had to stop in a hurry, slipped as he did so. And thankfully, from a United perspective, Yoro was there. Keane Lewis Potter earns a cheap free kick for Brentford, knew what he was doing, and the Bees can take one big sigh of relief.
Yeah, he was lucky there. His slips nearly cost his team. But what I will say, I said this before earlier on in the commentary, just one little mistake like that, one little slip, and it's just given Brentford a little bit of a lift. They've now got a free kick in a good area to put a good ball in. The crowd are a little bit more upbeat.
So Brentford set piece. 6 minutes left to play, plus a hefty chunk of added time, you will imagine. Patrick Dorgu goes into the book as well. The yellow card starting to tot up in this second half for both sides. Joshua Zirkzee will come on to try and have his say in this game. He's going to replace Dorgu, in fact, that's just picked up that booking. Chance to make himself a hero for Joshua Zirkzee. No goal or assist in his last 21 Premier League appearances. Have to go back to the Everton game on December 2024, or in December 2024, to find his last goal contribution for United. Vitaly Janelt, now the record appearance holder in the Premier League for the Bees, over the free kick. United's defensive line set 16 yards from their goalkeeper by India. Red and white shirts gathered forward to try and put this game to bed. United have shown frailty from set pieces this season. They've shown it today. Janelt to swing one in left-footed. Flat, low, headed away by Šeško. By the way, I can't remember Benjamin Šeško's last touch of the football. United battling forward at the edge of their own 18-yard box. Fernandez forward, Yarmouk underneath it. Fernandez again, skewed into midfield. Zirkzee tries to be clever, loses the ball to Janelt. Wide to the right it goes. Keane Lewis Potter, space for Janelt. First touch is truly poor. Still not cleared by United. Thiago takes over in the penalty area. He slips. It is Benny Hill stuff at Brentford, and eventually it goes out for a United goal kick. A catalogue of errors, and in the end, one error too many by Thiago.
Wow. Never seen so many errors in about 30 seconds. If he just gets his head up there, there's two Brentford players waiting for a tap-in.
Zirkzee back to Yoro. Carrying it forward, Lenny Yoro. Often praised for his capability on the ball for a centre-back. I'll need to show some of that. Brought on for Man United. Still so young, easy to forget. 19 years old, he signed 62 million. Huge price tag. Time to start proving it. Mason Mount. Cuts in field. Past the challenge of Yarmouk. Scooped into Cunha. Nodded out to Mbermo. Will have to dart down to the line to keep it in play. Hooked back in from Mbermo. Straight into the arms of Kelleher, who gobbles it up and will take his time over picking where this ball goes next. 3.5 minutes plus stoppage time. Matt Drabble, Michael Kitely, Brentford 2, United 1. You're listening to Premier League Live. United still waiting for back-to-back Premier League wins. Helped out to Keane Lewis Potter. He's the wrong side of Mount, who recovers initially. Still the two go hammer and tongs for the loose ball, and Mount earns his side a free kick.
Yeah, a bit scrappy. Mount gets the free kick, as you say. Man United looking to get on with it pretty quickly.
United not winning in their last 7 Premier League away games. They've only taken 14 points from their last 16 away games all told. It's been an area of struggle for them under Ruben Amorim since his appointment. Bruno Fernandes dropping deep in front of those centre-backs to pick up the ball and get United moving forward. Yoro overlapping on the outside. Back to Fernandez. Thiago closing him down. Squared to Kobe Mainu. Hasn't really been involved since coming on. Mainu drills it low along the ground to Mbeumo. Immediately though, Frank Onyeka and Rico Henry on his back. De Ligt centre circle. United have the ball, but they're going backwards. That'll suit Brentford nicely. Šeško trying to hold it up. Does well. Mainu. Fernandez, seen off the ball, gets the free kick, perhaps fortunately so. Onyeka too strong for him. United with a set piece in the middle of the park. They'll just keep it rolling, the Red Devils. Taken short to Mainu. Bryan Mbeumo up against Rico Henry. Those two know each other very well, and it showed. Rico Henry read his intentions. Down the line to Schade. Racing away left flank for Brentford. Not a great deal of support. Finds some eventually in the form of Onyeka in the middle. Two fabulous touches away from Xerxes. Janelt digs a long ball out to Schade again. Chipped into the German's path. Kevin Schade past Mainu. Goes down looking for the loose ball. United clear and can counter perhaps. Fernandez. Cunha slip from Yarmolenko. And Coyote goes charging into Cunha. United will have a free kick. It's messy, it's untidy, and Schade almost found a way through up the other end for Brentford again.
Yeah, it was good play from Brentford, to be fair. Just that last little moment, little bit of quality, last pass, just to try and get that third goal and kill this game off. Just wasn't quite meant to be.
Well, Igor Thiago is going to make way for Matthias Jensen, a cool-headed midfielder. And Thiago, with 2 more Brentford goals, has drawn criticism this year, but that is now 5 already for the season for Igor Thiago. And the way he took that first one, sensational.
Yeah, he's had a really good game, hasn't he? He's been a handful up there. He's caused Maguire and De Ligt all sorts of problems. And as you said, the first goal was real quality. Second goal's a proper poacher's goal, striker's goal. He's had a really good day.
United take the free kick short. Fernandez short to Mainu. Fernandez is just strolling around. The body language not too encouraging from your skipper, chasing a deficit with time running out. 8 minutes of stoppage time we're going to get here at the G-Tech. Brentford pin deep. United on the ball on the halfway line with De Ligt. Dallo. Jensen on to close him down. Schade trying to will himself forward. Lenny Yoro. Swung wide to the right-hand side, where it will drop to the feet of Mbeumo. Mount played the pass. Mbeumo to have a run at Rico Henry again. Finds Dallo. Dallo's early cross. Mount will chase. Yarmolenko with him. The two have a hold of each other. And the decision goes Brentford's way. Yarmolenko's received a little shove from Mason Mount as he's running towards that touchline. Don't think that's been spotted by Craig Pawson. Regardless, it'll be a Brentford throw by their own corner flag.
So it will be worrying as well for Man United. They've conceded some really poor goals today, but going forward, they haven't really created any sort of clear-cut chances. You know, a good bit of play for the penalty. Other than that, I don't really remember them having a good chance where you think you should score there. A couple of half chances and little shots. They don't seem to be making lots of chances in games at the moment, and that's a worrying sign for them.
Prodded forward by Schade, not enough on it for Janelt to grab. And then Rico Henry and Mbeumo collide. Henry wanted a free kick, won't get it. We're into those 8 minutes of added time now. It is still Brentford 2, Manchester United 1. The first half was electric. The second half slightly stale, but the main talking point, another Bruno Fernandes missed penalty this season. Here's Bryan Mbeumo. Back to that man, Bruno Fernandes, to the right channel. Dallo, crossing position. Swung in towards Xerxes. Had all the time in the world to pick his spot. Rose well, but steers it over the crossbar. And the wait for a goal goes on again for Joshua Xerxes. Picked out brilliantly, but not a good header.
No, it's a header of a man that looks with no confidence whatsoever. You know, it's a good opportunity, a good ball in for the lot. And he didn't never really look like scoring, did he? Didn't look confident in the header back towards the far post and just loops over.
Kelleher to send it forward again. Over the halfway line, drifting out to the left-hand side. And Mbeumo underneath the first ball. Vandenberg under the second. Schade having to do it all on his own, riding challenges, losing the ball to Mainu. Šeško lays off. Janel sees it deflect off him to Matthias Jensen, curled in behind for Schade, up against De Ligt, who wasn't sure. Schade, left-hand side of the penalty area. Janel joining in, scoops it back to Matthias Jensen. Will he pull the trigger? Didn't make up his mind. Janel again. United hold firm for now. Another Brentford goal really would be the nail in their coffin. Jensen in behind, shoots early, shoots himself, and scoops it out of play. Offside flag up anyway. United free kick deep inside their own half.
Yeah, good opportunity. Obviously he was offside, but probably should have squared that one. But Schade has been a real good player today for Brentford. He's been a thorn in Man United's side. He looks dangerous. He's kept them going right till the end. And for me, I think he's been Brentford's best player. Probably man of the match will go to Thiago for his 2 goals, but he's been really good today, Schade.
Yarmolenko down the line. Onyeka trying to find the lungs to chase that down. Kevin Schade, who played in all 43 of Brentford's games in all competitions last year, after featuring in only 12 the season before. It really was a breakout campaign for the Bees number 7. United have it in the middle with Kobbie Mainoo, roared on by the away end. What does he have left in the locker? What can Manchester United muster? And Burmo, Mainoo delivers to no one in particular, but Vandenberg and Keane Lewis-Potter get in the muddle, and Yarmolenko has to smash it long. Matthias De Ligt will chase it down. United quickly running out of time. Looks like back-to-back wins is already beyond them. Now it's about avoiding defeat. Long diagonal, out to Burmo. Quiet game by his standards. Cuts in field left-footed. Kobbie Mainoo. Not closed down initially, now prods it forward. Vandenberg in the way, Janel, Schade, one-touch passing from the Bees. It's marvellous football, and they'll sprint into glorious green grass with Jensen. One man ahead of him is Yarmolenko. Jensen shoots himself to put the nail in Manchester United's coffin. Lashed home by the Dane. It's Brentford 3, United 1, 96th minute of play. That might be all she wrote for Manchester United and Ruben Amorim this afternoon.
Yep, game over, and what a goal to win it. Kobbie Mainoo on the edge of the box, Brentford's box, just a little bit loose with his touch, and they nick it off him, and they break. I think he gets a deflection, but what a strike. And now definitely the 3 points is going to Brentford.
Brentford do what Manchester United couldn't. All the possession around the penalty area. A poor ball by Kobbie Mainoo, intercepted, leading to a Brentford break. The one-touch passing was sublime. The touch from Yarmolenko, even better to scoop it over the challenge. From then on, it was 2-on-2. Jensen used the run of Yarmolenko as a decoy, shifted it on his right foot, 20 yards out, and drove it hard off the laces past a desperate Bayindir to make it Brentford 3, Manchester United 1. Game, set, match. And Manchester United's hope of back-to-back wins in the Premier League is long since gone.
Just look at it again. I thought it got a deflection. That's why the keeper sort of dives past it. It's in the middle of the goal. Don't get me wrong, it's a great strike. And it's almost got that sort of like wobble on it that the players hit nowadays. But I think the keeper's got to do better there. I really do.
The swerve off the shot from Jensen, but it was right down the middle of Bayindir's goal, and he took a step to his right. The ball swerved to his left. He couldn't keep it out. He's made some fine saves today, but once more, he will be under the microscope for allowing that one to trickle in. And speaking of trickling, Manchester United fans are trickling towards the exits, waved bye-bye by the Brentford home support. Maguire and Luke Shaw's face in the dugout tells a picture. They cover their eyes and can't watch. Just as United build the hope, convince us that they might be improving under Ruben Amorim, beating Chelsea, Brentford come and put a pin in the balloon with a 3-1 home win. And they are worth it. They've been worth every second of it.
Yeah, they have. They probably should have been 3 or 4 up in the first half, if we're honest. They deserved the win. You know, West Ham have already made a big decision this week about making a change, and The pressure will be on Amram this weekend, I'm for sure about it. I just don't think it's working. The formation's not working. It wasn't working from minute 1 today, and it's not been working. Something needs to be done.
Brentford will be unbeaten in 4 at home against Manchester United. Janelt Curlin, another free kick. Insult to injury, perhaps, by India. Has to palm it away. It was very almost 4. Sliding in is Onyeka on Cunha. Brentford on it again. And that will do it here at the G-Tech Community Stadium. After the morale-boosting win against Chelsea, it's more misery for Manchester United, who fall foul away at the G-Tech again. That will do us nicely. Toby Gilles and Dean Kiley follow us with a mouth-watering game between the Premier League's 2 unbeaten sides. But meanwhile, let's have a chat about what we've just seen from Brentford in front of us. After a difficult start to the season, they needed a statement win. Have they found one?
Absolutely. And you look now, they've actually had an all right start to the season. They haven't lost at home. They're through in the cup. I think Keith Andrews will be over the moon with the start that they've had now. You know, looking at it, I think he's had a lot of pressure given to him. Players going, but they're on 7 points. They're above Man United. I think they've had a good start. It's been a good day, good game. Enjoyed it, and won the game comfortably in the end.
Brentford leapfrog Manchester United up to 11th in the table. The Red Devils sat in 12th. Well, the 2 unbeaten sides in the league, Crystal Palace and Liverpool, that game's to come. But one more time, it finishes here. Brentford 3, Manchester United 1. You're listening to Premier League Live. Course and waves play on. Meanwhile, Brentford have lofted one over the top to Igor Thiago. Strikes first time. What a finish. All eyes to the offside flag, but it's not raised yet. And Igor Thiago took that spectacularly. It's Brentford 1, Manchester United 0. A shot out the blue by the team in red and white.
And I cannot believe what I've just seen. It's literally like a Sunday league boot down the middle of the pitch. Where are the Man United defenders?
Thiago down to Sharda. To the byline goes Sharda. Squeezed across goal. Another save by India, but it's over the line. Thiago has 2. Brentford have 2. And United, from minute 1, have been battered black and blue.
But it's just so easy to play against. It's ridiculous.
Lifts it up towards Kelleher's hands, and Burmo jumps with him. Šeško, can he not over the line? Saved initially. 3rd attempt in. United have one back. And Benjamin Šeško, at the 3rd time of asking, has smashed it home after 2 good Kelleher saves.
It's good persistence from Šeško, and he's got his goal.
Dallow's made an awkward challenge. Sharda scooped it up. Swept forward by Ouattara. By Inde, drops to his left to keep it out for United again. Best chance of a quiet second half.
Yeah, really good wing play from Sharda. Gets the better of the lot. I don't know whether he can take a touch. Takes it first time. It's in acres of space. And it's a really good save from Bendia, but should be really 3-1 to Brentford.
United have helped it down the right-hand channel to Cunha, into and Burmo sliding in to strike. Has he been pushed? He certainly feels so. The ball rolls harmlessly wide, but the penalty is given. Big, deep breath from Fernandes. Kelleher bounces on his goal line. Run angle to the left of the ball. The United skipper steps up right-footed, rolls it towards the bottom left. Kelleher's done it again. One man ahead of him is Yarmolenko. Jensen shoots himself to put the nail in Manchester United's coffin. Lashed home by the Dane. It's Brentford 3, United 1, 96th minute of play. That might be all she wrote for Manchester United and Ruben Amorim this afternoon.
Yep, game over, and what a goal to win it.
That was the story of Brentford 3, Manchester United 1. Toby Gilles and Dean Kiley follow us next with Crystal Palace versus Liverpool. You're listening to Premier League Live.
It's week 4 in the NFL, and whether you're winless or undefeated, a championship is still in reach. And the experts of Sirius XM Fantasy Sports Radio are passing out winning strategies.
I'm telling you, do not bench Ashton Genty. Not this week.
From the latest injury news to lineup decisions.
I'm excited for Jackson Dart, but not starting him yet.
Fantasy Sports Radio is here to help on Sirius XM Channel 87 in the car and on the Sirius XM app.
The NFL is live in Ireland on NFL Network. So get ready to kick off your game day early, because here our stars come out in the morning. Watch as the Vikings touch down in Dublin and Justin Jefferson takes off. But Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers live for moments like this. It's Sunday Morning Football. Snooze off, game on. Vikings, Steelers. Sunday, September 28th at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Only on NFL Network.
Drivers who switch and save with Progressive could save hundreds. With that kind of money, you could go big time on a fancy water bottle with ultra titanium alloy metal. You're not sure why you need all that. I mean, it just holds water. But you're getting it anyway. Because if you're hiking near an active volcano and you accidentally drop the bottle into molten lava, your water will still be icy cold. Switch to Progressive and you could save big time. For water bottles. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states. Potential savings will vary.
Golf is a demanding game. Everyone on tour knows to perform at the highest level, it takes great skill and superior equipment. And occasionally a product comes to the game that is quickly embraced by the best players in the world. Shaden Precision Eyewear, known for their quality, has become the fastest growing sunglass brand in professional golf. In just 18 months, Shaden Eyewear is now being worn by dozens of tour players worldwide. Why? That could be answered with one word: quality. There is no higher quality sunglass brand in the game, and quality is why so many players have switched to Shaden Precision Eyewear. Experience what the best in the world are discovering about the Shaden brand by visiting SeeBetterPlayBetter.com. Enjoy the guaranteed best lenses and frame comfort that touring golf professionals are now trusting. Go to SeeBetterPlayBetter.com and treat yourself or the golfer in your family to the fastest growing sunglass brand in the game. That's SeeBetterPlayBetter.com.
Don't miss an MLS doubleheader on Sirius XM-FC. First, the New York Red Bulls host NYCFC in the Hudson River Derby.
Blue New York City breakthrough!
And wrap up your evening with the Cascadia Derby as Seattle hosts Vancouver.
It's Jordan Morris! It's so good from the Sounders!
Coverage kicks off tonight at 7 Eastern on Sirius XM-FC 157 in the car and on the Sirius XM app.
You're listening to Premier League Live with TalkSport.
Unbelievable! This is magical! There is his moment! It has come!
Every goal, every moment,